Okay, let's record from here. So here in this box, we have all linking expressions. You have to divide them where to put them. Okay, so of course they put for the first spot firstly, then which one?
To begin with.
Good.
Okay. First of all.
Yes. Then let's go for further points. What do you use?
Allora, then.
Then, yes.
Secondly.
Yes.
Next.
Yes, sure. Very good. Okay. Then for the last point.
Last but not least.
Yes.
Lastly.
Yes.
Unbalance, come
unbalance is not here. You use actually in the conclusion, perché facendo la somma, ok, balance è proprio lo usi proprio nell'equilibrio delle cose, no? Per cui no, ce n'è un altro che devi mettere for the last point. Finally.
Finally, okay.
Okay, and then at the end, in the conclusion, you put.
In conclusion.
Yes.
To sum up.
Yes.
On balance and to conclude.
Perfect. Okay. Now let's use some of them. So some linking expressions are used at the beginning of a sentence, but some are not. Circle the correct words in italics. Okay, so you choose which one is correct in each sentence.
Okay. In the city, there are more places to go. Also, or two, they stay open later.
Yes.
Also?
Yes.
Ok. Working in a coal mine. Che cos'è coal mine?
Coal mine, a coal mine, una miniera di carbone.
Ah, ok. In a coal mine is a hard job. Furthermore, as well, it can be dangerous. Furthermore?
Yes, furthermore, it can be dangerous.
Traveling by train is more relaxing than driving. It is better for the environment too.
Directly, yes.
You have to find somewhere to play. As well as that, you need to buy all the sports equipment. Non so tra queste.
Prova a dirla ad alta voce. Allora, and the meaning. You have to find somewhere to play. Okay. As well, you need to buy all the sport equipment. As well as that, you need to buy all the sport equipment. Ti sembra lo stesso, a dire la verità? Vai a istinto.
As well as that.
As well as that. Così come dovresti, sarebbe, no? Perché you have to, anche se non lo esprimi il dovresti, però così come nello stesso modo devi acquistare lo sport equipment. Ok. Perché altrimenti as well, magari lo puoi mettere anche in un altro modo, tipo alla fine, senza niente.
Ok.
Ma qui all'inizio.
Sì. In winter, the nights are much longer. Two, in addition, it is a lot colder than. In addition.
Yes.
Making your own furniture is an enjoyable hobby. Non so se ho letto bene.
Enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
Yes.
Enjoyable hobby.
Brava.
It saves money as well in addition. Rimetterei in addition.
No, invece qui va as well perché è quello che si mette alla fine. In addition di solito si mette all'inizio perché poi segue una lista di qualcosa che è in più. Ok? In addition, tra. Invece as well va a finire anche. È come più o meno tu, però tu è proprio anche. As well è nello stesso modo e va messo solitamente alla fine. Per cui vedi, alcuni li possiamo mettere all'inizio della frase e alcuni invece alla fine della frase, ma sono sempre linking expression. Andiamo a vedere l'organizzazione del testo. Come va fatto questo testo? Ok? Allora, look at this exam task. Ecco una task tipica di esame. In your English class, you have been discussing animals. Now your teacher has now asked to write you an essay. Write an essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. Allora, it is wrong to keep animals in zoos. Notes. Write about 1. How the animals are treated. 2. Learning about the animals. And then 3. Your own idea. Che vuol dire? Che non è importante dare una risposta sì o no, ma è importante motivare e per motivare la tua risposta devi prima dire sicuramente in che modo vengono trattati, sempre secondo il tuo punto di vista, e learning about the animals, ok? Allora, adesso andiamo a vedere. Let's go. We quick read the essay on page 36. Written by first candidates. They say strong first candidates because they do not contain any mistakes. So they are correct. Okay, and they've been corrected, all the language errors. So now we don't go to 1 to 10 and we answer this question about each essay. So let's see if in this, let's try to do the part of the examiner. So now you're going to read this text and you have to see if they do, does it include all the arguments that answer yes to the question, followed by the writer opinion, or all the arguments that answer no to the question, following by writer opinion, or arguments on both sides, followed by the writer's opinion. And then, in which paragraph does the writer discuss not 1, that was how the animals are treated, yes, in which not 2, and in which point there's his own idea, okay? So this is the essay. Let's start with the essay A. There are 2, essay A and B. Let's start with the A. Read it.
Allora, in my opinion, keeping animals in zoo is not as cruel as people say. Something it is even useful for 3 main reasons. First of all, they take care of the animals, giving them the best food. The animals are cleaned every day and they live in good conditions.
Yes.
There is a large number of scientists that that care for the animals, for instance, if they catch a disease. Secondly, there are some animals that are disappearing because they have been hunted without any control, and at the zoo they are away from the hunters, hunters, so they are safe and it is possible to prevent them disappearing.
Yes.
Finally, there is also an educational reason. Children can see different animals from all over the world alive, and from my point of view, this is the best way of learning. They also learn to take care of them, and the most important thing, to love them. In conclusion, I believe keeping animals in a zoo is no more zoo is no more cruel than keeping them at home. The only important thing is to care for them.
Okay, so this was a point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see the essay B.
Keeping animals in zoos is an important issue, issue today because there are many people in favor of animal rights. In this essay, I intend to examine
Yes.
the arguments for and against keeping animals in zoos.
Yes.
One of the strongest arguments in favor is the fact that children can see animals from other countries. Consequently, visiting zoos can help them learn about nature. Furthermore, zoos can help protect some kind of animal which might be in danger of extinction.
Yes.
On the other hand, there are several arguments against it. To begin with, it is known that animals in zoos suffer from loneliness since they are not living in their natural environment. Secondly, they do not behave as they would do if they were free, because they have to get used to a new way of living, even if they have been born in the zoo. Lastly, people can use them to carry out experiments. On balance, I'm not in favor of keeping animals in a captivity because, as I have shown, that is like prison, which is very sad.
Okay, so let's go back up to exercise 2. And let's say which one include only arguments yes, only no, or both. So make the comparison with A and B.
Okay.
For example, A, does it include what?
Include no.
No, actually A include only yes to the question. Because remember, the question was, it is wrong to keep animals in zoos? That's the question. Okay. So essay A includes only arguments that answer yes to the question, followed by his opinion. Okay. And B, what about B?
The answer no.
No, be careful because actually SAB is he arguments on both sides and then is giving his opinion, but at the beginning is just argumenting both sides.
Okay.
So he say what is it could be yes or could be no. And then he say his own opinion. So you can even say at the beginning, you don't understand, not let the reader understand which is your opinion, because you just keep the topic going with yes or no questioning. And then at the end, you say which is your own personal opinion. Okay. Now, if you don't remember them, we can have a look again on the essay. Let me see if I can put them together, or if they. Okay, here I got them together. So you got together them. And now read, you have them again with the following notes. You can use the same note more than once. So tell me where, for example, the writers, okay, now read this, complete the question 1 to 10. Okay, let's go. Okay, 1 to 10, these questions. Okay.
Okay.
Same note, writer's own opinion, gives one example, sums up points already made, expressions that link points, give a reason, tells the reader what to expect, and contrast link. Okay, no, we don't need it, this, so we need just to, we can go on just one, putting all together here. Okay, bigger. Okay, so writer's own opinion, okay, gives a reason. Where does it say in essay 1? Gives a reason. 1. Tells the reader what to expect. Ok?
Non ho capito in realtà proprio cosa devo fare.
Allora, in pratica, adesso, sempre riferito ai due testi, devi completare queste.
Sì.
Vedi? Allora, ad esempio, writer's own opinion gives a reason, tells the reader what to expect, and then to give an example, gives an example. Here, le prendi da qui, no? In pratica,
ok, non avevo capito.
esatto,
Sì.
ok, in pratica sì, è un po' complesso, devi prendere, tirare su, e per quello l'avevo messe vicino, però erano talmente piccole che non si vedevano, per cui te in pratica gives a reason, per cui che cos'è, qual è quello, quali sono le, per dare l'opinione dello scrittore, di colui che scrive, dare una ragione, sono di queste, tells the reader what to expect. Ok? Sì. Poi, che cos'altro mostra gives a reason? E, ad esempio di queste, può essere gives an example. Poi, che cosa altro va messo per spiegare? Cioè, quali sono? Queste sono tutte, vedi, le writer's own opinion, gives a reason, poi tells the reader what to expect, quello che mette praticamente nei vari essay. Parliamo dell'essay A e basta adesso. L'essay mette la opinione, gives an example, poi tells the reader what to expect, se te lo ricordi, se no lo puoi anche andare a rivedere. Sì. Then 3 and 4 mette la sua opinione, writer's own opinion, la trovi qui? Sì, già l'ha messa qui, eccola qua, l'ha messo già qui. Perché lo ripete allora, vabbè. Ok. That's the reason what to expect, expression del next point, vabbè, ma which side comes first? Expression. No, ripete tutto, vabbè, non c'è problema questo. L'importante è che andiamo a fare la parte pratica, perché non mi piace come è intricata questa cosa. Sì, lascia perdere. A volte fanno degli esercizi proprio per complicare la vita, no? Per cercare di farti capire. Però la cosa importante adesso è che tu hai letto questi 2 essay e sei riuscita a capire come vanno strutturati.
Sì.
Sia come forma esteriore, sia come contenuti. Per cui nella forma esteriore vedi com'è l'ordine che poi andremo a rivedere più di una volta, e come vanno sistemati i paragrafi, quanti paragrafi ci devono essere di solito come minimo. Devono essere sempre 3 o 4 paragrafi, inclusa anche la presentazione, l'inizio e la conclusione. Poi all'interno ci devi mettere le note che ti dicono loro, per cui devi parlare in modo generico e dare la tua idea. La tua idea, cioè non devono seguire quest'ordine le note, attenzione, tu puoi anche mettere la tua idea dall'inizio, far capire: io credo che la pratica dello zoo, cioè gli zoo, sono completamente contraria, e adesso vi spiego anche il perché, e spieghi tutte le cose, ma devi sempre utilizzare tutte le note che ti danno quando ti chiedono di utilizzare tutte le note. Andiamo a vedere questo qui nella pratica. Allora, queste sono più o meno la stessa cosa, ma qui ti dice and the two notes, no, ti dice di utilizzarle tutte, perché a volte ti dice di utilizzarne una o sola o 2 o 3, non tutte, ma qua ti dice di utilizzare tutte le note che ti vengono date. Decide whether to write for or against, and whether to give arguments of both for and against. Ok? Poi think of a third idea to add to the notes they are given, and write it down, then make a plan. Write a short introductory paragraph, commenting generally on the topic. The climate is changing, so many people are saying, ok, and you can give your opinion here, come ti ho appena detto, or in your last paragraph. Write in a fairly formal style. Che vuol dire? Che non dovresti mettere contrazioni, utilizzare espressioni informali, quali ad esempio sono quelle con i punti esclamativi, cose informali. Devi tenerti sempre sul linguaggio formale, lo stile formale, cercando di includere le linking expression che abbiamo visto nel primo esercizio che abbiamo fatto oggi. Write at least 2 sentences about each main point, giving reason and possibly also examples. Give your opinion by summarizing your main points in a concluding paragraph. Check your essay for mistakes, of course, at least 140 words. Do not go too much over the 190 words. It doesn't have to be too long. Ok? Allora, cosa ti chiedono in questo esame? You ever had a discussion in your English class about different ways of watching music concerts? Now your English teacher has asked you to write an essay. Write an essay using all the notes and give reasons for your point of view. Which is better, attending a concert or watching the same concert at home, for example, online on TV? The notes are convenience and atmosphere. So you have to develop these 2 ideas, and then, or inside them, put your own idea. Okay? So remember who you are writing for. Who you are writing for? Your teacher. Always your teacher, you see? Now your English teacher has asked you to write an essay.
Però nell'esercizio precedente non erano indirizzate...
No, ognuno ti dicono sempre loro a chi è indirizzato, e tu devi usare il tono diverso a seconda di chi è il lettore di quello che tu vai a scrivere. Perché ad esempio ti capiterà anche di scrivere un articolo per un giornale dedicato ai teenagers, per cui la tua audience saranno i teenagers.
Okay.
Cambierà allora il tuo timbro. In questo caso invece, vedi, ti dice now your English teacher has asked you to write an essay, per cui who are you writing for? For your English teacher.
Okay.
Okay. What must you write about? Su che devi scrivere?
About the concert.
About what you think on concert, online or okay, live. What two main points must you include? Convenience and atmosphere.
Yes.
What is convenient and what is not? And which other main point will you add? Of course, your opinion.
Yes.
And if you think of something else, you can even add it, but stay within 190 words. Okay? Okay, so this is page 37, and you do it by your own. Okay, not now, of course. Now let's see how to write an email. That is the part 2 of the writing. Read this part. In part 2.
In part 2, you choose one writing task. The possible tasks are email, letter, article, report, and review. The email task is practiced on page 42 in task 1, the letter on page 87 in task 2, the article on page 46 in task 1, and page 93.
Okay, it doesn't matter all this. It's just because the part 2 you will choose. So it could be email, letter, article, report, or review, and review that are very similar. Okay, so even email or letter are very similar now because letters, they are not so used anymore like they were in the past. They are mostly email, but now the form of the email has to be the same as a letter completely. And then you can choose. But in this book, sometimes now we are going to test something. For example, this is test 1, so we are going to do it an email. In another test, we are going to try to do a letter, article. It depends. At the moment, we are going to write the email. Okay, which are the task information that you need to write a good email? Read it.
The email task often tests your ability to write to an English-speaking friend or a colleague.
Yes.
Colleague. You are asked to respond to a situation described in the question. In your email of 140 and 190 words, you must include all the information asked for. You have about 40 minutes for this task, including time at the end to check your work.
Good.
You have to organize your text into paragraphs with a suitable beginning and beginning and ending. You must use an appropriate style and tone, depending on who your text is for.
Of course.
You need to write grammatically correct sentences with correct punctuation and spelling, and use a good range of language.
Okay, so you see that the email, usually you can use informal language, but now let's get into the expressions used in formal and informal language. Okay, so you have 10 sentences with A and B. Of each one, you tell me if it's formal or informal.
Okay. Allora.
So 1, they already say full forms, does not is formal. Contracted, doesn't is informal.
Ok, poi put off e postpone. Put off è formal?
No, put off, the phrasal verb are always considered as informal.
Okay.
Per cui attenta, perché i phrasal verbs sono sempre molto legati alla lingua parlata e vengono considerati come informali.
Ok.
Mentre invece, vedi, single word verbs, like postpone, che vuol dire esattamente come put off, è formale, esatto. Free.
Use of exclamation remark. I couldn't believe it. No exclamation mark. I could not believe it. La prima è formal, cioè, scusa, informal.
Brava.
E la seconda...
Formal. Ok. 4.
Common words enog, less common word sufficient.
Enough. Attenta, perché questa è una parola un po' ostile, si legge enough.
Ok. Enough sarà informal.
Brava.
Ok. Sufficient. Formal. Okay. Long words frequently. Short words often. Often è informal.
Brava.
E frequently.
Vedi, tutto ciò che è legato proprio al linguaggio accademico, quello che trovi anche all'università. Hai visto la differenza anche in italiano, no?
Sì.
C'è proprio un modo di parlare completamente diverso. Per cui tutto ciò che è più discorsivo fa parte del linguaggio informale e tutto ciò che invece è un pochino più esteso fa parte del linguaggio formale. Vai avanti, benissimo.
Active verb forms I took. Passive verb forms I was taken. Active informal.
Brava.
E passive è formal.
Che non usi mai nel parlato la forma passiva.
Poi full forms of a word approximately. E abbreviation approx. L'abbreviation è informal.
Yes.
E full form is formal. Poi textbook expression a limited quantity. Conversational expression a bit. Textbook is formal. Yes.
Of course.
Conversational is informal. Poi friendly personal tone, please try to is informal, yes.
Yes, of course.
Distant impersonal tone, it will be advisable to. Advisable.
To
is formal.
Yes.
Complete sentences, there was no sound. Incomplete sentences, not a sound. Complete is formal. Incomplete sentences is informal.
Very, very clear. Very clear. So this is very important to remember. All these words, all these expressions. Now, decide whether each of these expressions is formal or informal, and whether it usually goes at the beginning or the end. So you tell me, formal end, informal beginning, okay, of each one. So the first one, don't forget to write soon. It's informal and it usually goes at the end. Okay. So, well.
Okay. Well, that's all for now. It's informal.
Yes.
At the end.
Yes.
It was great to get your email, informal at the beginning.
Yes.
I have received your letter dated June 5th.
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 Mm-hmm.
Is formal.
Yes.
At the beginning.
Yes.
Thanks very much for your letter. Is informal.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them, beginning and end.
No, just at the beginning. Because the first thing that you do at the beginning of a mail is to thank of what they did.
Okay. This is just a quick note to say is informal.
Yes.
At the beginning.
Brava.
Yours sincerely. Sincerely is formal.
Yes.
At the end.
Yes.
Okay. Best wish is formal.
No, it's informal best wishes. Yeah. Even to a friend you can say best wishes.
Ok, quindi informal at the end.
Yeah.
Dear Sir Madam. Madam. Is formal at the beginning.
Yes.
Lots of love is formal at the end.
Lots of love is formal?
Informal.
Informal, yes. Yeah. You don't send love to your boss.
Okay. Dear Stefan is informal at the beginning.
Yes.
I, Susanna, it's informal at the beginning.
Yes.
I apologize for the delay in replying. It's formal.
Yes.
At the beginning.
Yes.
Give my love to everyone. It's informal. At the end.
Yes.
I look forward to hearing from you. It's formal. At the end.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry to be so slow getting back to you. It's formal.
No, it's informal.
At the beginning.
At the beginning, bravissima. Molto bene. Riesci ad individuarli bene, per cui riuscirai anche sicuramente ad utilizzarli. Ok, match the headings with groups of expression 1 to 6. In each group there is one expression that is too formal for writing to a friend. Ok, allora prima di tutto vediamo questi, ognuno di questi gruppi a quale categoria appartiene. Il primo sono tutte frasi di apologizing. Ok? Sì. E poi individui qual è quella che è troppo formale per scrivere a un amico. Inizia con la 1.
Sorry about forgetting to tell you. Please forgive me for making that mistake. I would like to apologize for arriving so late. It was silly of me to suggest that.
Sono tutte apologizing, per cui sono tutte di scusa, frasi di scusa, ma una è formale.
I would like to apologize.
Bravissima, bravissima. Ok. Adesso leggi queste altre.
Can you give me an idea when it'll finish?
It'll finish.
I will be grateful if you could tell me the cost.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know if you've got a spare ticket.
Yes.
Could you let me know what time you'll be here?
What are they?
Requesting information.
Yes, they are all requesting information.
Okay.
And which one is the formal one?
The formal is I will be grateful
Brava.
if you...
Okay. Number 3.
Allora. My advice to you is to consider it most carefully.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a good idea to try again. I really think you should go somewhere else. If I were you, I'd tell her now.
Okay. So they're all
advising.
they're all advising.
Okay.
And this one very formal.
My advice to you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That reminds me, it's her birthday next week. By the way, what's his name? With reference to the accommodation, there are certain changes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, our life in general.
Yes.
Changing the subject.
Very good.
Okay. The formal with a reference to the accommodation.
Of course. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
5.
Believe it or not, I've just won the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough,
Enough.
we were both at the same primary school. I was most surprised to discover that the price has risen.
Yes.
You'll never believe this, but she's cousin.
She's his cousin.
Expressing surprise.
Good.
Okay. The formal is I was most surprised to discover that.
Yes.
Okay. 6. It's a really exciting place to go with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great that everyone will be there. I'm delighted to hear you won a prize. I am extremely enthusiastic about learning Chinese.
Yes.
Expressing enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. Yes.
The formal. I am extremely enthusiastic
Bravissima.
about. Okay.
Bravissima. Molto bene, brava. Okay, now read this text written by a first candidate to a pen friend. It is well organized and there are no serious mistakes, but some of the expressions are too formal. Now replace the expression 1-8 that are considered too formal from exercise 2 and exercise 3 on page 39. So remember those expressions that you have here and here. Okay, and you find out which one you can substitute to this.
Okay.
Of course, I can just give you a suggestion because you can even write something different, but there's one that is just completely perfect to get into that part.
Ok. Quindi io devo solamente cambiare
la frase, capire il senso e trovare una frase tra quelle che abbiamo visto che va a sostituire completamente quella formale che è sottolineata, mettendone una informale tra tutte quelle che hai visto.
Allora, I am writing to you in reply to your letter. It was great to get your...
It was great to get your letter, or thank you very much for your letter. That's okay. Yes, yes, va bene.
Okay. Poi, I believe it is a good idea. Ma se non ci sono posso anche...
metterne un'altra se pensi che non... Ma ci sono, comunque. Però non deve essere proprio...
Sì.
Ad esempio, invece di I believe it is a good idea, I'm delighted that you will come to visit my city. Guarda sempre quello che segue e se ci sta bene un'altra espressione.
Sì.
I'm so happy that you will come to visit my city. Ok? Una di questo genere.
Ok. Poi, I'm sure you will enjoy the holiday because it is an extremely interesting place to visit. It's really exciting.
Yes, very good. It's a really interesting place to visit. Yeah, super.
In my opinion, I suggest that you go and hear music in one of the main square in the city center. I was most surprised to discover... no.
No, because you are giving some suggestion, actually. How you're giving advice and suggestion.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea.
Brava.
To go.
It would be a good idea too. It'd be a good idea too.
Okay.
Four. Then, okay, moreover, there are a lot of cultural places to visit and history museum too. Next.
Next,
Che sembra proprio un diario di viaggio, no? Un itinerario. Next, invece stai scrivendo un amico,
then,
per cui... Ok. Oh, by the way.
sì. Ok, poi to sum up, I will be pleased to receive another letter from you soon.
Ok, allora, to sum up.
To sum up, give my love to everyone.
No, because this is just more the to sum up. Hai detto in pratica tutto, no? Per cui quando dici tutto, dici to sum up. Ad esempio, potresti dire, well, that's all for now.
Yeah.
Poi,
I will be pleased to receive another letter from you soon. Allora,
remember that is the end of the letter. And she would like to have another letter. So how could you say in informal language? Something that has to, it is to be related to the fact of writing again.
Give me your notice.
Yes, or don't forget to write soon. Okay, yeah. And instead of yours sincerely, what do you say?
Best
wishes. Best wishes. Okay. Yeah. Best wishes. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. Now let's try to see. It's already 3 o'clock. Oh gosh. Time is really going too fast. Okay, let's see if you can try to make you received this email from your English speaking classmate Sam from Sam Subject Party Plans. Try to answer to this email.
Okay.
37 and 40. Just this exercise 1. Okay. And then next time we're going to see what else is going. Yes.
Okay.
Try to do by yourself if you want. This one, an email. Here is the email. No, don't do your email. Don't do this. But do number 2. Okay. Read this text written by a strong first student and answer the question. Okay, just tell me yes or not, or no or where. Okay, just doing this. I prefer that you do this first. Okay. Number 2. Number 1, no. Number 2, yes. Okay. You do number 2. That is much better to understand how the writing has to be organized. And then we are going to write a real email that you can do by doing page 42. Yeah. And that's it, even because you still have page 32 and 33. Then I gave you page 37, 40, and 42. That's even more than enough. You have a lot to study. Okay,
quindi,
Sharon.
41 number 2.
41 number 2 e 42. Tutto quanto questo.
Ok.
Quando fai questo testo, che sarà un'email, leggiti anche tutte le varie tips, leggi tutto quello che ti viene richiesto di fare. Per il momento non prendere tempi, fallo solamente nel miglior modo possibile e me lo spedisci. Chiaramente le prove degli esercizi le lasci qui, mentre invece le prove scritte, questa è la prima che fai, me la spedisci. Ok, mi mandi, perché altrimenti non hai possibilità di verificare. Ok, e poi andiamo avanti a fare il resto.
Va bene.
Ok, my dear.
Ok. Ci vediamo
next Friday.
Va bene. Grazie.
Ciao darling, bye bye.
Ciao.
You're welcome, bye.